Welcome to our November edition of our Campus Safety Committee. Kat, if you want to start us off with, I want to remind everybody we are on Facebook, YouTube Live, and this session is always recorded so that community members can view it later. And we do this in full transparency.
Absolutely. Matthew Carmichael, Chief of Police, UPD.
Here.
Kat Hoyt, Alternative Program Coordinator, UPD.
There.
Here. Daniel Benitez, Assistant Chief of Police, UPD.
Here.
Michelle Fox, Parking Lieutenant, UPD.
Here.
Adriana Garcia, Communications and Records Supervisor, UPD. Ricky Bowie Johnson from Resident Student Association or another representative from Resident Student Association. Kate Gannon Colligan, Housing and Residential Life. Or another representative. Valerie Holm, Dean of Students.
Here.
Carla Munoz, Emergency Manager.
She's out tonight.
Oh, she's out tonight, okay. James Broussard, Interfaith Alliance. Dr. Michael Supantic, Faculty Senate.
Here.
Abby Myers, Texas State Student Government President. Emma Stampley, Texas State Government Vice President. Chad Willis, Staff Counsel or another representative.
Present.
Dan Costello, Associate Vice President Facilities or another representative. Daryl Schmuck is out today. And then Teresa with Bobcats with Disabilities.
Yes.
Present.
All right, we'll start tonight with an update on Safe Ride Services.
So Bobcat Safe Rides and Code Maroon Rides started in August 2nd or August 22nd. Since then, semester to date, Bobcat Safe Rides has had 11,529 passengers up until this past Sunday. So that's when these numbers are effective. And then Code Maroon Rides has had 48 rides for the semester so far. I'm projecting we're doing about anywhere from 1,000 to 2,000 passengers a week. So I do estimate for us to be close to the mid to heavy 10s, if not 20s.
Perfect. And just as a reminder for everyone on Code Maroon Rides, we're probably the only school in the country that provides 24/7 emergency safe rides for our Bobcats, which I'm going to highlight just a little bit in light of our discussion probably a little bit later about the recent criminal activity in the square, which is connected to campus. This is important for our Bobcat families who are watching this either live or later. Code Maroon Rides are a system that is in place. It was an idea of a student about 2 years ago now.
Yes.
I think 2 years. And what this is if a student finds themselves like at a house party, a downtown bar, out, and they feel unsafe at this event or wherever they're at, don't have access to support by themselves, they can call UPD 24/7 and get a ride. And the system is set up so that if you call, the dispatcher is going to stay on the phone with you until someone from UPD comes pick you up. Could be me, could be Kat, could be an officer in the field, one of our public safety officers. And then we get the student home safe and sound, no questions asked. Obviously, we'll provide support if any support is needed. And how many of those rides have we had so far?
48 just this semester.
So, I mean, that's I think that's an important number just for the committee to be aware of. That's a lot of emergency rides. So different. We originally we called it our emergency safe rides, but it seemed too confusing with just saying safe rides in general. And I am a reminder though for our community, this isn't a system of rides to replace what you would normally do. This is that one-off situation. This isn't something where if you're continuously, I'll give the easiest example. If you have a job, you're working late at night and you chose that job because of the hour or where you're at, that's not what Code Maroon Rides is intended for. It's intended for that, that isolated incident where you need our help and support in an emergency. Any questions on safe rides for Cat or Maroon Rides?
Chief,
Yes.
can you explain the difference between the two? And you just explained Maroon Rides, so what then are safe rides in comparison?
So Safe Rides is that ride you can request it doesn't have to be where it's an emergency. So I look at the Code Maroon rides is really is an answer for when you're in a situation and you need assistance to get out of that situation. It doesn't replace 911, right? If it's something bad happening, call 911. But it's that one-off. It's like I said, the best example, you're at a house party, get separated from your peers, somebody's being creepy, or you're feeling unsafe because of someone's actions. That's where you call us and we get you home. It's kind of like the other program we'll talk about later with the Downtown Bars Safe Word program. Safe Rides, on the other hand, is a program that runs. Go ahead, Nick. I'll let you explain.
So Bobcat Safe Rides runs 7 days a week whenever the semester is in session. It does observe holidays such as summer break, Christmas break, and spring break, since we are student dependent. So as long as our students are here and able to work, the program is able to work. Mondays through Wednesdays, we operate 8 p.m. to 2 a.m. Thursdays through Saturdays, we operate 8 p.m. to 3 a.m. And then Sundays, we operate 8 p.m. to midnight. However, I will say most of the time they do go over a little bit just because they're getting those rides that have been submitted, so we'll go over. So in reality, it's more like 2:30, 3:30, midnight 30.
And you can request that ride through our smartphone
app.
application. So I do encourage everybody to go online. You can find that on our website, which is easiest way to download that app. And the other part of this is for Safe Rides. CAT directs the program, but that's a student run program. So if somebody's coming to pick up a Bobcat, it's going to be another Bobcat who's been vetted by the police department, who's fully trained. And there's two. There's a driver and a navigator. So the student gets to experience a safe experience because it's our team. We are in the process, which I'm exceptionally excited about, is adding our wheelchair accessible van. And it's gotten backed up a little bit on just the vehicle orders. So I'm not exactly sure. We thought we would be good to go this month, quite honestly, last month. And so that hasn't come to fruition, but we are going to be adding a wheelchair ramp accessible van, which means that'll be available, and we're researching on how to even expand that further so that Safe Ride is available to all students. And then in the spring, we'll review, and then we also have wheelchair accessible golf carts now, but the van's a big deal, so we're really excited about that.
Very nice. Progress.
Yes, progress. Just got to get the car here. All right, so that is Safe Rides and Code Maroon rides. Real quick update for the committee on the parking assessment. The vendor is still working through all the data. Thank you to everyone in the community that responded to the survey. And thank you to everyone who came out and attended the sessions. The vendor was here on campus for a week, doing parking space counts, meeting with you all, finding out the concerns or questions or areas that need improvement. We saw some themes already about parking, obviously with inventory or access, those kinds of things. So we're working through this with the vendor, and we look to have that report in the early spring. And that will then help us guide our process moving forward with parking services. Did I miss anything on that?
I don't think so.
So I don't have the report or draft for the committee tonight, obviously, but it's in progress. And I think one of the big positives was the fact that we got so much community feedback. That was huge.
Yes.
Yeah, the survey alone, I think
We had over 6,000 submissions.
yeah. I mean, that's impressive. I've been a part of surveys in the past. That's a big number. So sweet.
Any other parking updates?
Yes, so I have another parking update. Kat and I have met with the Student Government Parking Committee. I'm not sure, the Parking and Transportation Committee, along with Director Costello from Facilities, as well as Stephen Herrera from Transportation. We've attended twice now. The second one, we actually moved and hosted it here. So we've been working through the different concerns and questions about transportation and parking. I'll only speak to the parking piece. One of the things that I'm pushing to get into place and do want a conversation from you this evening on the committee is the concept of parking amnesty. We talked about having an amnesty 2-week or 1 week grace period here at the potentially at the end of this month that would impact not only students who are graduating and may have concerns about holds on their accounts due to unpaid parking fines. And the goal obviously always is to be a good community member. And as a reminder, we do parking enforcement so that we can ensure ample good parkings for the folks that have followed the process of buying a permit. So y'all up here bought a permit. If I don't conduct parking enforcement, those who don't buy a permit will make your permit become meaningless. So we have had 2 of those meetings, and one at the last one was this conversation about how the impact is even with unpaid fines. And this isn't to say that, as I shared with the students, the bottom line is you should follow the parking rules. It isn't, I'm not trying to say don't follow parking rules, but at the same time, we do have outstanding debt or outstanding unpaid fines. It is not uncommon nationally to have this type of discounted time period. So in talking with our students, the recommendation was for this window, this amnesty window, whether you're current employee, student, faculty, staff, or visitor, or were formerly here and had parking fines, in this window you could pay those fines, and the recommendation is at a 70% discount. So you would be able to clear up your unpaid parking fines, obviously at 30% of the rate. And I'd like to open that up to the committee for any questions or comments, or what are your thoughts on this?
Point of clarification. Are you saying that there's a window of opportunity where they can have a discount on their fine so that they can feel like, oh, this is doable, this is manageable, I can pay that amount, and that their hold is lifted for a certain amount of time so that they can register for the next semester, but they still carry a bill? Are you saying both of those things?
No, what I'm saying is, I apologize. It's an amnesty window that if you owe $100, you can clear your account by paying $30. So you would get a 70% discount on your unpaid fines. If you have a hold or an unpaid balance that's impacting your whatever at the university, that goes away because your account is cleared.
Okay.
Yeah, you don't have to pay the other 70% later. This would clear your account.
Thank you for clarifying.
Yeah.
Permit holders only, or you said anybody that has a ticket?
Anybody. My thought would be anybody.
Random conference attendee that just came and
Random conference attendee just came, and
they wouldn't know.
we're going to do our very best through our software system where we can email. Typically, if someone's been, and usually we're not talking about a single citation individual. We're talking about somebody who's probably has multiple citations that have gone unpaid.
So it would have to be overdue to qualify.
It would not. It would be too complex for this first time to try it.
Yeah.
So it would just be simply if you owe your fines and you pay it within this window, it's at this discount. And we're still trying to work through the technology piece of it, so I don't want to just say for sure it's going to be done. But I don't want to move forward if this committee is opposed to, and I will ask for a vote. But we won't move forward because you're the community. So I mean, if this is something that's,
Black Friday sale.
it could be like a Black Friday sale.
Is there any, oh, sorry.
So, no, I was gonna say, so if this does go into place, would this be every semester? Because I mean, we don't want to get our students in the habit of knowing that this is gonna happen every semester. So I'm just gonna wait
Exactly.
until the amnesty period, because I feel like that would negatively affect parking services in the long run.
Agreed.
with their operational costs.
Agreed, so no.
But I
this-
understand the.
No, there
need
is
for-
zero intent for this to be a regular event.
Okay,
This is currently would be a one-time, this is a pilot. So we'll give it a try if we can pull it off tech-wise, otherwise it would be in the spring. We'll see how this goes. Because we are updating our parking services systems in general to comport with a national standard. So what does that mean? That means there's different, I'll stop because I don't want to take us in the weeds, but yes, we thought the same thing.
Okay.
So no, this is one time.
Do you think it would be a better option to, I like the idea, not that I have outstanding parking tickets.
Checked on
But,
online.
Do you think it might be more productive to wait until the parking assessment report is out and you kind of glean through that and to include the parking amnesty as part of that proposal?
I mean, we can.
Yeah.
That's why I brought it to you all. I think at this point, I know that I have, a fair amount of unpaid parking fines.
Yeah.
And like I said.
So the amnesty would apply to anyone that has a ticket?
Anyone that has a ticket. And I think, what I learned in working with our student committee is, we do have a fair share of students graduating in December. And this could have a positive impact. At the same time, not creating this amnesty window so I get 100 tickets because I'm waiting for, the chief to amnestize me. So I'm with you.
Amortize, okay.
I made
it.
That's a good word.
I like that.
Somebody look it up online. Tell me it's any good.
So if the intent is not to do this on a regular basis, what would be the point in doing it now? Like why now? Other than the benefit of whoever brought it up?
Yeah, it's definitely not just solely for we've been thinking about amnesty since I took over parking. We do have a fair share of unpaid parking citations. So from several years. So as the director of parking, I could say, okay, these are unpaid fines. And so in talking with constituents on campus, before I brought this to you all, the goal is to try to reconcile the unpaid parking fines, beta test it in a small window. I can't present to you it's going to be a regular thing, but I won't say that we wouldn't do it again.
Mm-hmm.
So I can't schedule, hey, every spring we're going to have amnesty. But this is as we prepare to, again, bring parking services into, this day and age, which would include different collection systems. So as an example,
That's what I was gonna ask about. Are
yes.
you all turning over these fines to the university to be on their university bill? And if they don't pay, then it can go to collections?
So yes to the first part, currently no to the second part. However, that's changing. So what would happen next year if you have an unpaid parking fine? Based on we're going to enter into memorandums of understanding with about 5 or 6 counties.
Mm-hmm.
So that if you go to register your vehicle, you will not be able to register your car until you pay your unpaid parking fines at Texas State University. This is an exceptionally common practice. I didn't make it up. I'm not an outlier. Matter of fact, the fact that we don't do it makes us an outlier. So that's one. We are entering into an agreement with collections through our company that we use our parking software through. They also have the no-cost vendor that will help us with collections. So we're adding those, and I saw this as a good jump-off point.
So clean house before we start.
To take us, to do our best to take us into the
Give
new.
students a chance to
new
get off,
style.
to get out of the line, to get out, to clean up their,
Get out from under the ticket.
thank you.
Yeah.
Fresh start
Thank
for
you.
everybody.
Yeah, because
Fresh start for everybody,
it can become overwhelming and just to share again, remember we are working on the traffic school concept. I have student employees right now who are putting together the finishing touches on the online traffic school. So I'll bring that to the committee in the spring. I'm behind. I know I've talked about this before, but that's another example of within a certain period, 12 months, 24 months, you can take the online traffic school, which is basically a training program that says be a good member of the community, buy a parking permit. Some of our folks that have outstanding fines could probably buy 10 parking permits based on their outstanding fines, but they didn't pay the fine. So I'm not suggesting they had the money. But with this system like the online traffic school, maybe once every 12 months or twice every 12 months, we'll all figure it out as a committee. You go online, you complete the short training like you would for a driver's issue, and for $10, your fine's paid off. So instead of the $40 fine, you can pay the $10. So we accomplished, it's an administrative fee. We get you to, and during that, we get you to, understand you need to be part of this community. And there's harm, there's true harm when you violate parking on campus. And so that's another alternative too. It isn't, we're not fine, our focus is not supporting parking on campus through fines. Our purpose for enforcement is supporting good, safe, accessible parking. So that would be another component to this. So I see this as a good kickstart. If we can't, if the committee's not good with this, then I really do listen to y'all.
What dates are you planning?
Not sure yet.
Like finals and like post Thanksgiving?
Yeah, so the window's closing on
Right.
us getting this fired up. It would be within the next week or so to announce it. But again, there's a tech side to this we're still
Right.
been working through.
Chief, are you looking to market this outside of the current student body?
Absolutely.
Right, so-
Like we'd ask Alumni Association to market for us, parents and families to market. Matter of fact, I spoke with a parent the other day about a parking issue she had in the city where her car got towed. And it was during move-in weekend, and it just reminded me as our staff, we tell our staff, and that's, it's parent on student move-in weekend, we don't conduct enforcement. If you get towed or a ticket from Texas State University Police on student move-in weekend, your first experience at Texas State should not be a parking ticket. Parents are stressed, families are stressed, and you're gonna probably park goofy because you're stressed out. If you're not in the red zone, even if you're not in a accessible space, if you're not in a reserved staff space, and you're not like blocking the road so nobody can get by, we're gonna warn you and we're gonna track you down to find you to get you move your car before we issue a citation. So some of those things we practice now, and I think I'm glad you asked that because I share this as a reminder as well for staff assembly on Parent Week. This is where our grace is much greater as faculty and staff for our community, especially if like parking. I know it sounds foolish, or maybe sounds not all that important, but trust me, it's important. Because your last memory of moving your student off for the first time shouldn't be me, right? Or a ticket. And if it is me, hopefully it's because I tracked you down and warned you, gave you a cold bottle of water because it's so darn hot, and that's your memory. So
are faculty and staff eligible for this amnesty?
everybody is eligible. The eligibility is you have outstanding fines. That's it.
You got some tickets?
No, I
Holmes is good. Stop, you guys are bad, yes.
So communicating, if this does get approved, communicating out, I know you said using the Alumni Association particularly, would you also potentially partner with like the San Marcos or Hayes County, the surrounding communities, if it truly is available to like non-Texas State?
Oh, yes. Social media, anything we can get this out statewide will be huge. And that's Kat's world. So she's been working on a comms plan if we get the green light.
You just do like a direct email to your people.
Direct emails, social media,
That's I'm like, would you?
city, county,
Yeah.
you name it.
Well, I was thinking like the difference between like, I'm directly emailing people that currently have balances to say, hey, you have the opportunity to pay this off versus, hey, everybody, during these 2 weeks, you can come get a ticket and not pay for it essentially.
Okay, so
It's
that's the risk, but I think the timing that this There is, and that's why this is a pilot.
Right.
Yeah, I don't think if they won't pay for the ticket, they'll get a reduction on the fee.
Yeah, they'll
Sure.
pay 70, but do I
You're
think
right, that's
someone's gonna go, you know what, I'm just gonna park wherever I want this week because I'm only gonna pay, whatever 70% of $40 is? Potentially,
Yeah, maybe I'm about.
but we're
Yeah,
just
but
trying to,
I get
we're
it.
just trying to help one another
Yeah.
be good to one another. Because we're really just impacting each other when we ignore the rule. So I would like to propose that, I would like to make a motion and propose that this committee agrees with the recommendation that if we can make this work, or if we can't for the spring, but the committee agrees that sometime this year, UPD will implement an amnesty window with a 70% reduction in fines owed for those with outstanding violations.
I'll second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? All right, we're good to go. Thanks, everybody. Sorry if I got long-winded on that, but this is it's a good one, and it's a team effort when it comes to parking.
It's very generous.
We'll see what happens. We may come back and go, holy Toledo, that was the worst idea on the planet, but we're gonna give it a shot. I would like to provide an update to the committee based on the recent homicide in the square. I know that we are a safety committee, so it is important, not just parking obviously, but it's important for you all to know our efforts with protecting bobcats off campus. So as you all know, we have 40,000 students, about 9,000 plus live on campus, give or take. And first and foremost, like myself and my son who's a junior, we are residents of San Marcos. Secondarily, we belong to Texas State University. Unless you live on campus and then boom, you're it. But I wanted to share with the committee, and I've had questions from parents and families as well. We work very closely with the San Marcos Police Department. Our efforts don't just end on campus. As the dean will tell you, the code of conduct applies both on and off campus for our students. And my sleepless nights are also focused on ensuring our students get back to campus safe at night, ensuring that when they do visit the square on a Thursday, Friday, Saturday night, that it's safe. So we work very closely with San Marcos Police. Assistant Chief Benitez works with his peer over there. They finalized here's one example. When we have the staffing, we partner up with the San Marcos officers on the square. We've had reduced staffing, so that's been a challenge to get that done. We also have our officers patrol through the square when they're moving about campus, because it's basically next to campus. At times, we'll have a police vehicle there, but there are other updates as well. In September, early September, we hosted a luncheon here on campus with our bar owners. And Dean Holmes was there. We had other representatives from across the university just to share resources with our local bar owners of what's available to support our students, because their staff work very closely, serve our students. And so that was a start. And then Chief Stanridge and I we were invited to meet with about a week or two ago, or prior to the recent shooting on the square, we were invited to meet with the Business Association. Kat and I went. It was a very productive, positive meeting. We're working on some safety initiatives together with business owners that help support. And I just want to say this up front. Our San Marcos business owners are very committed to ensuring it's a safe place for our students. There's no doubt in my mind, I guarantee you. And so that's been a good partnership. And matter of fact, we'll be meeting with them, Chief Stanridge and I, tomorrow to share some updates. We have some other projects that the university is going to help support with keeping some work here in the square. I can't share those tonight. I'm going to share those tomorrow night at that, and then I'll report back and email to you all, and we'll make sure that we update our websites. So we have that in place as well. We were able to secure a portable standalone video camera system, security system. We have not had that in the past, but I have committed to, it should be here shortly, within a week or two. I've committed to also moving that, not just on campus, but I can put it anywhere. So we'll also be putting that down on the square. It's a great deterrent. 2 years ago, we had beta though. We did a test here on campus. Great deterrent, man. That thing lights up and it's recording and it's great for crime prevention. So we'll also be moving that in and about the square, obviously working in partnership with San Marcos Police and with their approval to get that system in place. So just so you know, we do keep in close contact. As an example, with the last shooting, within a minute, our officers were on scene providing support. So, you know, if we had more staff, we would be there for the regular patrols, but always if there's an emergent or urgent circumstance, we're quick to provide support to the city and vice versa. Mm-hmm. San Marcos Police have always been phenomenal with getting us staff when we need support. So that's, I'll keep you posted on some of the initiatives. One of those is, as an example, is updating the bar safe word. If you've ever heard of angel shots or something similar like that, it's nothing new. We didn't invent it, but it is time for an upgrade. Some of the bars do it, some don't. And this is just an opportunity. It's kind of like code maroon rides. So if I'm at the bar, I feel unsafe, but I don't feel safe enough to look at Kat, the bartender, and say, that person's bothering me, I need your help. I can order a grasshopper or a whatever the drink name is. And those staff members are trained then to get me isolated away from everyone else, find out what's going on. It's a very simple program. It relies heavily on marketing. So we've been Kat's been working on as an example, the posters that will go into all the restroom stalls in these establishments that want to participate. And so when you're using the restroom, you go, oh, here's the code word. If I need some help, I can go out and ask any staff member. So we're working through that program. And I don't think that's going to take long for us to roll out. But it's a partnership with the business owners and San Marcos Police. And then there were some other projects, some safe bar initiatives that we're working on collaboratively, but San Marcos has the lead on like the safe bar initiative specifically. So there's quite a bit going on. I want to make sure that, you know, as a committee, we are engaged and involved with ensuring that students are safe off campus as well. So Safe Ride, Code Maroon rides, doing our best to outreach with local business who, again, support our students 1,000,000%, especially their safety. But that's a update for the square at this time, and I'll have something new when we reconvene in January. Are there any questions on that?
Just because of my lack of knowledge being new, any students involved in the shooting?
No.
Okay.
Well, let me rephrase that. So no students were directly involved, but students were there. So anytime we have a critical incident like that, it does, you know, it impacts everybody around it. I remember now I'm going to share a story. I remember as a young police officer, you know, as young officers, you really don't, if you haven't been victimized before, you don't really understand it. And my mom came, I went to visit my mom one night. She was older at the time, and she was a mess. She had to go to the doctor because she was in a takeover bank robbery. And I mean, she was probably sick for 6 months. And it really struck me, that not that I wasn't a caring person, but it really struck me the harm that she wasn't robbed, but she was in the bank at the time that this takeover took place. It's kind of like with your question with the square, and this is where hat goes off to the dean's office and student success, because as a reminder, you offer a lot of assistance to our Bobcats. Doesn't matter where something occurs, right? The care team
Yes.
has a lot to offer.
Yes. So in situations where students are involved in any type of critical incident, the Dean of Students Office does offer the care team that will reach out to the student if you make us aware of who they are, to do checks on them to make sure that they're navigating well if they perhaps got hurt during an incident. We also do follow-ups with them to make sure that from an academic standpoint, they're navigating the process to make sure that they're minimally meeting or missing class so that they're not missing more than they need to be just because they don't understand how to navigate the process. If they're communicating with their faculty, we're also checking in and making sure that they know that the counseling center is available to them. Financial supports, if there's a need for that we have that taken care of. So we provide what we call wraparound services to our students.
That's impressive.
Regardless of whether or not they are the reporter, the respondent, the claimant, the victim, or just a bystander. We want them to know that we are here to help support them through whatever their experience may have been.
It's impressive. So that rounds off the UPD updates, Square updates, oh, yes, 2 big programs. God, I'm glad you brought that up. So, it doesn't wrap it up. I know y'all want to leave, but no, you can't. But I'll be quick. So we are coming up on the break, the holiday break, and we will once again be offering some services for our students, especially our students who live on campus, typically take advantage of these programs. We will be providing secure bike and scooter storage. So if you're heading home for the holidays, which is everybody, and even if you live off campus, if you need to keep your bike or your scooter secure, we have this space for you. And Kat, how does a person go about requesting that?
Yeah, absolutely. So we're working on the logistical aspect right now. An email will go out to all of our Texas State students and letting them know that this and a couple of our other programs that we're also offering will be coming up. We'll have a website up that explains the detail, where to bring the bike, the information that you need for it. And then we'll have an online form that the person fills out,
Perfect.
their contact information, description of their bike or scooter. And once that information is filled out, then one of our public safety officers will respond to them to set up a time for them to come and drop off the bike. The bike will be tagged, and then that person will receive a ticket,
A receipt?
a receipt to come and retain their bike whenever they're back and ready. It is something that will hold,
It's an amazing program.
we'll hold a week if they want it, or if they want us to hold it all the way from December until January when they come back, we absolutely can.
That's awesome. And the other program is our package pickup service. I'm just telling you, students go home and then all of a sudden they realize, dang, my Amazon showed up on the front porch and now it's in San Marcos and I'm in Houston or Dallas or Florida. We will go pick up your package. So if you call us, PSO will get out to your porch, we'll grab the package, secure it. I'm glad you like this.
That's my face. I'm like, dang.
Yes. Hey, man, you know what? This happens and we get,
Did you do that for faculty too?
no, sir. We expect,
for
okay,
all
maybe.
campus folks.
If Dr. Sapancic calls, we will pick it up. We get about 10 or 15 takers. And it is, you get home and then that stupid, and you guys know if the package is on that porch for more than like 3 hours, 10 minutes, depending on your porch. I've been blessed so far. We'll go get it for you. We'll hold it here. And when you come back to school in January, boom, you just pop in and snag it. So we have package pickup service, Dean Holmes.
Off
And-
campus.
Yes,
On
off campus, on or off campus in San Marcos.
It'll follow the same drop off.
Yes.
Well, because on campus, we would hold in our.
Yes, but for, yes, they've all been off
Right,
campus. So
yeah, yeah.
yes, housing will hold for you, but off campus in the city of San Marcos, we got your back.
We'll follow the same radius of drop off as Bobcat Safe Rides, which as most of our students, if
Are
not
in
all of our students know, they're all in it.
Yep. And then last but not least is vehicle storage. So we will provide a space which we consider It'll be a space where we can't guarantee 100% that nothing will happen to your car, but we will have a space that will be set up where you can park your car. It'll be in a garage in case like, maybe some police chief said, oh, put it on the top floor. And then some much brighter PIO said, yeah, but what if it hails? That's a really dumb idea. And I said, yeah, you're right. It's a dumb idea. So, so on the third floor of the covered parking garage, we will have a safe place that has security cameras next to the police department, extra patrols. So if you do need to leave your car, it'll be in a space where we can keep a really good eye on it. Not 100% guarantee, but so far, without jinxing us, it has been a good system. So we're just trying to make it as comfortable and easy for students to get home, enjoy their families, and not worry about what's going on here. So thank you to you and Michelle for putting those programs together. Appreciate it.
And we will have those notifications for all three programs going out whenever we come back from Thanksgiving break.
Perfect. All right. Now that ends the UPD
Now that
updates. Do we have an update for the safety walk? Do we have?
That is Brian.
Yeah, so I have some
perfect.
numbers on the safety walk we had that was very successful, I feel. We had 108 total concerns that were submitted from the folks that were walking around about lighting, trip hazards, and just anything else that was they considered a safety concern while out. So of those 108 total concerns, 102 were here and another 6 at the Round Rock campus.
Wow.
So we were doing them both at the same time there. We've had 48 of the work orders completed so far of the 108.
Nice.
Some of the others are going to be a little longer term fix. I have money set aside in the budget for lighting upgrades across campus. And this is kind of a continual thing. I've got a construction manager and he's dedicated to continuous lighting improvements across campus. So we will take this list as the first kind of source for those upgrades and move from there. We do our own lighting audits in the spring. And so we'll go back through with light meters and do some checks for how many foot candles are present in the walking areas and the spaces around campus. So this gives us a good first look, and then we'll follow up in the spring with the lighting committee and do a secondary look, and we'll be ready for the next year. Yeah, so
Nice.
Doing well and making good progress.
That is great progress. I appreciate the update. That's huge. Any questions about the safety walk? And our second one is in later early spring.
So
As we've time changed now.
Right.
yeah,
I think last year we did it
February?
March, I want to say. I think we did it was either the week before or the week after spring break is what we did it last year.
I know. I missed that one.
Yeah, okay, so we'll
I think I did too.
we'll update in January when we return on the next event. Okay. I think the last, I forgot on the UPD updates, we are set to go to Florida in January for our 2 new therapy dogs. If you're ever interested in the program we participate in, it's called Paws and Stripes with the Brevard County Sheriff's Office. It's a great program. It's an inmate program that works with the SPCA or the local shelter, providing dogs all over the country. So I do recommend you take a look at that website. If you're so inclined to want to support it, go right ahead. I mean, it's an amazing program. So that'll give us 2 certified therapy dogs on campus. I believe Kat's going to be there with the team live on Facebook every day. So you can follow the training of Officer Gahalva and Officer Velasco Martinez, who will be they're our certified mental health officers. What's important to know for us as a community that now provides a mental health therapy canine team here on campus 7 days a week from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. unless we give one a vacation once in a while. But Kat will be live with that, providing you all updates, and you can see how the dogs move out. So we're all excited about that one. And I think that concludes our agenda for tonight. Now we're definitely open to questions from any of our community members or any comments or anything. Yes.
Do we know the names of our therapy dogs yet?
We do not.
Matt and Danny.
Did you say Matt and Danny? Oh, Daniel, I've never heard you called Danny before. Okay, so apparently it's gonna be Matt and Daniel. Oh, we're so excited. Yeah, it's 2.0. We've really improved the program. We're excited on how it's gonna take off.
I will say both that and the mental health officers. I was just at a senior housing officers with the whole like region is very like forward trend. So like we are ahead of the curve on that, which is really
Cool.
great. So great job.
Cool. And as a reminder too, Lieutenant Ferris is still in the process of trying to hire our first victim advocate for our campus ever. That got approved. Thank you to Executive Vice President Algo for having our advocate. We've been through our first round. We weren't successful, so we're trying again. So if you know of anybody that's looking to move to a very beautiful part of Texas and has some victim advocate experience, it's a great place to work, evidenced by all the amazing people. What's that? All right, well, thank you so much, everybody, for your time. I know it's a
Can I make a
commitment.
quick announcement?
Oh,
I'm
yes.
sorry, quick announcement. I would like to introduce to you all
Oh, nice.
Jonathan Pettigrew. Dr. Pettigrew is our interim assistant dean of students for student conduct and community standards. Many people in this room you will see and talk to very often, quite frankly. Ferris, but he says you've probably seen some emails or some appointments or something with multiple people, and Chief Carmichael, of course. You'll get to know everybody up here, quite frankly.
Awesome.
He will be our point person for conduct as we continue to flesh out that staff and hire more people. He will be the unit head that they will be reporting to. So we are extremely excited to have him on board.
Nice, welcome.
And we will be posting our other openings shortly.
You gonna baptize him in the fire come the 22nd and bring him to a football game?
Thanks so much.
Thank you. Thank you, sir. Welcome. Welcome to Texas
Trying to
State.
roll things out slowly.
Slowly.
We don't want to drive him away.
All right, well, with that, we will conclude this evening's meeting, which will be posted online as our notes.